Hey guys, I just thought I'd give you all a little update as to what's going on with me at the moment. So, as you all know, the we've had this coronavirus outbreak across the whole world, COVID-19 specifically, and it has done a number on China, Italy, Spain, Germany. It's just growing and growing across the world. I'm sure we're all aware of this by now. So here in the UK, the situation is getting worse. Basically, we've got Boris Johnson, who is our Prime Minister. He's been giving us daily updates along with his advisors and his other higher-ups with regards to the virus and what action the country is taking. Recently, let's just start from Monday. Last Monday, which was the 16th of March. Yeah, the 16th of March. I was working at the tea rooms where I work. It's a food place, restaurant, whatever. I don't know if Americans have heard of tea rooms, but I work at a tea rooms, which is very like a small cafe that sells meals. I was working on the Monday, and that evening I started to get a tight chest and a bit of a shortness of breath. Now, for those who don't know the symptoms of COVID-19, the main ones are a dry, new, continuous cough, the shortness of breath, and a fever. So, of course, this did worry me, knowing this news. So what I did was I started to take my temperature on the Tuesday. I hadn't made any decisions what I was doing yet. I wasn't panicking. I was just thinking, okay, it's been a shift at work. Maybe my body is just attacking me. I do have asthma. I do have asthma as well, which is a respiratory long-term disease. Pretty much like a lifetime disease, depending on, I mean, some people come out of it, some people they have it all their lives. I've had it all my life so far, and I'm 28 now. So I on Tuesday started to get headaches, and I felt quite fatigued, and that could be, headaches and fatigue are sometimes a symptom of COVID-19, only sometimes. And I started to feel quite nauseous as well, which could be also sometimes a symptom, not necessarily all the time. So I started to panic a little bit. So I started to take my temperature, and it was just going above 37 degrees Celsius, which it was, I have one of those forehead ones, and the 38 degrees was starting to light up brown, whereas 37 was in blue. And it says on the booklet for this, it says, if it's blue, that means it's a degree or two higher than the one that's blue. The 37 was blue, therefore my temperature was either 38 or 39. And seeing as 38 was starting to light up, I would say I had a low 38 degree temperature. Of course, with this worry as well came the worry for Lexi, because she works in care, and I got a bit worried. So I unfortunately had to ring my boss on the Wednesday and just say, look, I've got this cough. Oh, I started to develop a slight cough as well, but it was very, very irregular. Not there really at all, but it did come up now and again. Still got it a little bit, but it's not really bad at all. Not at all. So I phoned up my boss at work, my tea rooms that I work at, and I said, look, I'm prepared to come in, but I just wanted to warn you. I have a slight cough, slight shortness of breath, and a slight temp. So I was recommended I stay off for the 2 weeks. So I was on a 2-week stop. Of course, for those who follow the news of the UK or live in the UK, you will know that bars, pubs, clubs, restaurants, gyms, stuff like that, all closed down as of Friday night. And of course, schools have closed as well. So we're in partial lockdown right now. So I just wanted to let you guys know, it is now the Monday after my shortness of breath began. My tightness in my chest has started to go. My cough did start becoming a bit dry, but then as soon as I took my inhaler, it sort of died down. It wasn't ever that continuous. It was just a little bit irritating, not enough to bother me too much. And my temperature has come down to 37. So I don't believe I had the virus. I don't believe I did, because especially having asthma, you'd think I'd be in a lot more trouble with it. But no, I don't think I had it. I think my body was fighting off a cold, maybe. Or my anxiety flared up, because I've been quite anxious about this. Because people are dying. People are dying. People who have not yet fulfilled their dreams, their wishes. They've not been able to tell someone they love them. They've not been able to write the song or poem they wanted to write. They've not been able to, watch the films they wanted to watch or aspire to the things they wanted to do, and they've not been able to accomplish that because they died prematurely. Yeah, they said 60 plus were at risk and they were the ones dying the most, but that doesn't mean it's any less important. People with underlying health issues were the ones dying the most. Doesn't make it any less important. Those people matter. Those thousands upon thousands of deaths, those people mattered just because they had an underlying health issue. Because a lot of people are out there saying like, oh, it's okay because this person had underlying health issues. It's not okay. Yeah, it means you should be okay if you don't have underlying health issues, but it wasn't okay for the person who died, or for their family, or for their friends. Now, I have noticed people in my town, as well as in other cities and towns across the UK, and in other countries too, that the social distancing rule and the staying at home rule, advisement, is not being adhered to. People are still going out, and it infuriates me because I've been stuck in this house. I officially rang up my boss on the Wednesday last week to say, I just wanted to warn you about my symptoms, blah blah blah, and she said stay home. So that's what I'm doing. I've not left the house once since the 18th of March. That's where we are now, March, isn't it? So I have not left the house once. I sat outside this morning in my front garden bit for a little bit of fresh air. That's all I've done. Otherwise, I've just been sat on my ass. But here's where the update with me comes in. I've taken this time to start editing more of my Japan vlogs, and I know that this is not a good thing that's going on in the country and in the world right now, but it's giving people more time, I suppose, to do what they want to do. And it's not all good, it's not all perks. Some people who are self-employed or on 0-hour contracts are really struggling to get the help they need with wages and bill payments. So yes, I mean, we have working people who have been either laid off or temporarily the work is closed down. We do have that incoming wage payment, 80% payment by the government. Sure, I should be okay with that. I should be alright there. But there's people, Lexi's on a 0-hour contract. So it's at the company's discretion, and they can easily say, as far as I know anyway, it's at the company's discretion. They can easily say, no, we're not doing that. But I don't know 100% on that one. But it's still an issue for people like that. So, but anyway, tonight, Boris Johnson has another announcement. He was going to talk more about the coronavirus, but he's cancelled that, and he's now saying, he said, I'm going to make a statement to the country. I believe this will be, and I could be wrong, and this may age really badly, but I believe that might be full countrywide lockdown, where you can't even go to, unless you can't go out unless it's for essential shopping or for essential workers like care workers, NHS workers, stuff like that. Now, I don't know, but anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that I am at home constantly every day at the moment, so I'm not working. Yes, that means more time for streaming. Yes, that means more time for gaming and video recording. I do plan to do more video recording during this time because since I have asthma, I will most likely be asked to self-isolate for 12 weeks because I'm more in a vulnerable class. And they've said that the ones with the multi-purpose inhalers, so Symbicort is one of them, and that is what I have, may be asked to stay at home for the 12 weeks, to self-isolate completely and stay away from anyone. If they can help it, of course. But anyway, videos I will record. Streams, I'm laying off them a little bit at the moment because I have been a bit anxious and worked up about this coronavirus nonsense, and the fact that I've been more fatigued and tired because all I've done is sit on my arse on this chair. I've literally had a numb arse since like a day or two ago. I have started to do a bit of house exercises in the house. I've started to do a little bit of jogging around the living room and up and down the stairs to just keep me active. And that is, today that has given me that boost to stay awake and to stay up. But I've also been playing Doom Eternal, which is really good, by the way. Heavily recommend it. And watching a bit more anime, playing some more games, etc. So that's what's going on with me. I'm well. I'm completely well in myself. The shortness of breath is going now. As you can tell, I've not had to really breathe much during, I just did it then, but not had to breathe too much during sentences, to stop and breathe. I did have to do that last week or early this week. No, it's only Mondays, isn't it? So yeah, last week. I had to do that last week. Stop a lot during my sentences. And the headaches are starting to stop as well. So I am well in myself. I've had a lot of really lovely messages off my online friends, off real life friends, and off family to say, like, I hope you're all right, and to say just to stay safe and all that. And basically this video, I want to say to everyone out there, if you're going out and pretending that this is like a bank holiday or some sort of national holiday of some kind, please stop. Because you are putting our NHS workers at risk. You're putting other people at risk. You may be young, you may be healthy. You may not have any health issues or anything like that. But who's to say that the person that you stood next to in, I don't know, the park or somewhere like that in your local town, then you may have passed that on to them without knowing you even had it. And they could then pass it on to an elderly family member or family friend or someone who has underlying health issues or whatever. You know, you may feel healthy and stuff, but please stay home. They're saying stay home for a reason. They're not saying stay home because they want to keep you indoors for their own selfish reasons. I am not a Tory in any way, shape or form. I did not vote for the Conservatives, but I am completely, well, mostly agreeing with Boris Johnson right now. You need to stay home. For the NHS, for the elderly, for the ill, for the vulnerable, please stay home. And please do not risk getting the infection or risk anyone else getting the infection. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm streaming tonight about 8, maybe half 8. Should be Bully Scholarship Edition. If the game decides to work. But yeah, please, if you've listened this far, please heed the advice that the government are telling you. There were social gatherings in my town yesterday on a sunny Sunday afternoon. Bikers by the waterfront at my town. Loads of them. And in Wales, Snowdonia, one of the busiest days on record at Snowdonia. Stop. Please. Stop. I'm not one to tell anyone what to do, but this is serious. They wouldn't lock down any of the countries if this wasn't serious. Please stop. That's it.